In the last video, we modeled some components for an impeller. Today we are going to assemble those parts, and before doing so we need to model two more pieces, a lower casing and an upper casing. An NX file has been opened on this remote desktop. So click on File, New. Set the units to inches, modeling environment. Here for the name, type lower casing. Set the location where you want to save your file. So I have already created a folder under my name, and I'm going to save my file here. I would add a number here. Now we are ready to create the geometry for the lower casing. So here, click on Sketch from the ribbon, select the XY plane as your datum plane, click OK. Now I'm going to first locate a point on the origin of this coordinate system. Click on this point dialog. 0, 0, 0 as your coordinates, click OK. The point is created here. Close the dialog box. Move your cursor until the point is selected. The point is now turned to red. Right click and fix the point. This is the lower casing that I'm going to model now. The geometry is like this. First you need to draw two straight lines and two arcs, and then you need to add these dimensions. I would start with a line. Click on line from the sketching tools. Start somewhere below the coordinate system. The dimensions are not important for now. Click on arc. Draw an arc and connect it to this straight line. Connect another arc here and add another straight line to this arc. Press escape. Now we can modify the dimensions that we have here. Click on rapid dimensioning. Select the first object. So I would select this. So here I would change it to vertical, the method of measurement vertical. Select the first object, select second object. The first object would be the point on the origin. This would be the second object. Click once more and type 6.1 inches for this distance. This one should be 1 inch. Now change the method of rapid dimensioning to radial. Select this arc, and for the radius, click once more here and type 8 inches. Before continuing the dimensioning, close this dialog box. You need to make sure all the joints between the lines and arcs and the joints between arc and arc are tangent. So select this line, this line. The tangent constraint didn't show up. It means that they are already tangent. Click outside the geometry. Click on this arc, on this arc. Tangent constraint didn't pop up. Click outside. Click once more on this arc, on this line. Click on tangent constraint. Now again click on rapid dimensioning and continue dimensioning your geometry. Method is radial. Click on this arc. Click once more here. This one should be 33 inches for the radius of this curve here. Now again, set the measurement method to vertical. First object, second object. The first object would be the point in the origin. Second object would be this end point. Click once more here. This distance should be 15 inches. Now the last dimension is this one. Double click on this dimension here and change it to 7.3 inches. Close this dialog box. Now all the dimensions are correct. Click on these dimensions. Right click and hide them. Now from the menu, drop down arrow, go to Edit and select Move Object. This command is asking for selecting objects, and here you can see 0. While you are selecting your objects, this number increases. We have selected 4 objects, that's why we have 4 here. Here make sure copy origin is selected, not move origin. And here for the number of copies, let it be 1. For the motion, select distance, and here type 0.5 inches for the distance. For the vector, specify y-axis as your vector, positive y-axis, then apply. Close the dialog box. Select line from sketching tools and connect the endpoints. Close this dialog box. Again go to Menu, Edit, Move Object. This time select these 4 lines and curves. 4 objects have been selected. Change it to negative y direction. Change the distance to 1.5. Make sure copy origin is selected. Number of copies 1. And then apply. Close this dialog box. Select the line from sketching tools and again connect the endpoints. Press escape. I'm going to hide all these dimensions. So the geometry is complete. Now we only need to do some extrude and revolve command to complete this model. Click on Finish. Select Revolve from the ribbon. Now here make sure single curve is activated. This command will allow you to select single curves rather than an entire geometry. So you can close this dialog box and select Revolve again. Change this command to single curve, and now you're able to select single curves and lines from this geometry. Make sure you have selected 10 objects for the curve. Here for the vector, set it to X direction. For the point, you can set it to 0, 0, 0, the origin of the coordinate system. Here for the angle, set it to 180 and then apply. So the lower casing has been created. We need to extrude this part. Click on Extrude. Again, make sure single curve is activated here. Now start selecting the outer line of this geometry. Here for the Boolean, type unite. For the distance, type 0.5. For the vector, select negative z direction. And that's it. Click apply and close the dialog box. Now you can hide this blue line here. I'm going to use the mirror command to replicate this feature here. So from the ribbon, select mirror feature, select this extrude, activate select plane command, and now select this XZ plane as your reference plane. Click apply. Close this dialog box. You can see this extruded part has been replicated on the other side. Now I'm going to rotate this model. Click on sketch. Select this face. Click OK. Select rectangle from sketching tools. Start from this corner. Type 1.5. Enter for the width. And for the height of this rectangle, type 0.5. Enter. Click once more here. And then click on finish. Now if I revolve this part, so here let me redo this rectangle here, so I would get rid of this rectangle. Click on sketch, select this face here. Click OK. And now draw this rectangle on this corner. again 1.5 for the width, and for the height I have 0.5, enter, and click once more. Close this dialog box and then finish. Now I'm going to extrude this part, so I would rotate it to help you see where is it located. Sorry, I would revolve this part, so click on revolve. This curve has already been selected. The rectangle is selected. X-axis is selected for the vector. For the point, click on this point dialog, 0, 0, 0, OK. 180 for the angle, and unite, and then apply. Close this dialog box. So the flange has been created on top of this lowercase. Now save this file. So the lowercasing is now saved. From now on, whatever we add to this model will be for uppercasing. So click on datum plane. Now before continuing, I need to add some holes on this side and this side. So click on hole, a simple hole, and the diameter should be 0.25. Specify point, click once here and once here. Close this dialog box, and now locate the points. You can move the points along this line here, and for the other point, make sure it is along this line here. Click finish. So the diameter is 0.25 inches. Everything else is good. Click apply. Close this dialog box. I can replicate these two holes on the other side using mirror feature. Click on mirror feature. Select the hole. You can see that both holes are selected because we created them in one command. Now activate select plane command. Here I need to rotate to be able to select XZ plane. Select XZ plane as your reference plane and then apply. Close this dialog box. So here you can see that these 2 points have been replicated on the other side. Save this file, and from now on we will add some feature to create the uppercasing. Click on datum plane. Select at distance. Select planar object. So as you rotate your model, you would be able to select this XY plane. The other command is about distance, type 20 inches for distance, and then apply. So We want to have this datum plane on the other side. Therefore, I would right click, close this dialog box here, and from Part Navigator, right click on datum plane, double click on datum plane, and here reverse the direction. Then press OK. So the datum plane has been created in this distance. Now we can use this datum plane to draw another geometry, and then we will unite that geometry with this one. So click on Sketch, select this datum plane, click OK. Now I'm going to create a rectangle here. Start from this edge. I would draw a 10 by 10 square here, type 10, enter, 10, enter. Click once more. Now before I continue, close this dialog box. I would rotate this model. Now I would be able to make some constraints here. I would make these 2 points horizontally aligned. So the geometry is complete. Click on Finish. Now I can extrude this square. Click on Extrude. For the distance, for the limit for end distance, select Until Next. Reverse the vector if necessary. Boolean command should be unite, and then apply. Close the dialog box. Again select Sketch. Select this top face. OK. Select rectangle. Start somewhere inside the square. Click here. I'm going to create another square 8 by 8 inches. 8, enter. 8, enter. Click once more. Close the dialog box. Again, I need to add some constraints. Click on this midpoint on the other square, and make them horizontally aligned. This midpoint here, the midpoint of the side of the other square, they should be vertically aligned. Finish. And now I'm going to create a cutout using this small square here. Click on Extrude. Reverse the direction if necessary. Change the boolean to subtract. End limit should be until next, and then apply. Close the dialog box. So this one is our uppercasing. You can hide this part, this datum plane if you want, and also these blue lines by clicking on them and then selecting hide. So this is our uppercasing. Click on File, Save, Save As, and here type uppercasing. again, I would need to add a number here. Click OK. Okay. Both lowercasing and uppercasing are now saved. Now